This video is for you to practice your listening, your writing, your reading and your speaking skills. Here are the steps. Reading. First, watch it with the subtitles in your language. Second, watch it with the subtitles in English. Listening. Third, watch it without subtitles. Writing. Fourth, leave a comment in English answering one of these questions. Speaking. Fifth, send a voice message reading your comment to our group on Telegram. Please activate the subtitles. My name is Roger Color and this video is going to be very quick. My voice is a little bit different today because I'm a little bit sick, so I'm sorry for that. It might be different, but yeah, it's me. I'm Roger Color. Well, this video is part of a series of videos in which I'm just gonna speak at random about any topic that pops up to my head. So I haven't planned any script, for this video. My objective with these videos is to bring you real life English. So I'm gonna use contractions, slang, sometimes I might even say some bad words. I'm gonna speak to you the same way I talk to my friends, so I'm not gonna hold myself back, and I hope you like it. Of course, I'll keep bringing videos teaching grammar and everything, so don't worry. Without any further ado, let's get started. So come with me, come with me. Seriously, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I haven't thought of anything. Well, I'm using the internet right now. I use the internet all the time. I talk to my friends on the internet. I talk to my subscribers on the internet. I download movies and music. I also work using the internet because I have some online students. I teach on Skype. And by the way, if you're interested in having classes with me, get in touch with me, send me an email and we can talk about availability and prices. And I also translate documents and I have different projects online because I'm a translator. So the internet is really important in my life. I use it all the time, and of course I have my YouTube channel. So yeah, it's crazy. I love my YouTube channel because I had the opportunity to meet so many nice people. Yeah, sometimes I run into my subscribers at the subway. Some people come to me and say hello, and they say, "Oh, I watch your channel. It's amazing." It doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened 11 times so far. I think it's amazing. So if you ever see me on the street, don't be shy. Come to me and say hello, and I'm gonna reply to your hello, and of course I'm gonna speak English with you, so it's a great opportunity to practice. I was talking to my girlfriend about this topic, about meeting people from the internet, and she told me that she has never met anyone from the internet because she thinks it's dangerous. And I don't know if it's dangerous or not, but I've met some people from the internet before, some strangers, some people that I only knew from the internet, and then we decided to meet up. The first time I met a stranger from the internet was when I was 17 years old. I used to play in a Nirvana cover band, and we had a site on the internet, and then a stranger sent me a message. She sent me a friend request on Facebook saying that she had found my profile on my site, and she was really beautiful. I accepted her friend request and she was extremely beautiful, and we talked all night long on Facebook, and then we started talking on Skype as well, and we talked all night long. Seriously, we started talking at 10 p.m. and then we just ended our conversation at 5 a.m. the next day. It was crazy. We talked a lot, and we were so crazy that we decided to meet on that very day, on the same day. We agreed to meet in front of McDonald's at the mall at 10 a.m. in the morning, so we wouldn't even sleep properly before meeting each other. It was crazy. We agreed to meet at McDonald's at 10 a.m. at the mall. This mall was located in London. I used to live in London at this moment in my life, but I got to the place like 30 minutes before. It was 9:30, I believe. So I thought to myself, oh, I've got time to go to the bookstore at the mall. I went to the bookstore, but it was closed. The security guard said that store would only open after 2 p.m. So it was okay. So I went back to McDonald's and she wasn't there, It was 10 a.m. and she wasn't there. And I was very punctual back then, but this girl wasn't there, so I waited. It was 10:30 and she wasn't there. And then when it was 11:15, I thought to myself, man, this girl is not coming. She's gonna stand me up. And then I started calling her. and I should have called her before, I think, but I only started calling her at 10:45. It's a quarter to 11, but she didn't answer the phone, so I thought it was really weird, that she did that to me. It was really sad. But then I went to the guy who worked at McDonald's and I asked him whether he had seen a girl waiting for me there. I described her, and he said, no, I haven't seen any girl waiting here. And then he told me that there were 2 McDonald's in the same building. The mall was gigantic. He told me that there were 2 McDonald's, one on the 1st floor and one on the 3rd floor. I was on the 3rd floor. And then he said, maybe she's waiting for you in front of McDonald's on the 1st floor. And I was like, oh man, yeah, maybe she's there. I thanked him, and then I went downstairs. I went to the 1st floor. Yeah, and she was there. She smiled and she was like an angel. She was really beautiful. Of course, my girlfriend nowadays is more beautiful than this girl, because my girlfriend nowadays is the most beautiful person in the universe ever. But when I was 17 years old, this girl, as a 17-year-old boy, this girl was the most beautiful angel, in the universe. And I smiled back at her, and I went up to her to talk to her, and she said, oh Roger, you're late. And I said, oh, I'm sorry about that. I got confused. I thought we would meet at McDonald's on the 3rd floor. I didn't know there was another McDonald's here on the 1st floor. And she was surprised because she didn't know that there was another McDonald's on the 3rd floor. And she hugged me and she said, oh, it's such a pity that we couldn't talk. Maybe we can do it another day, because I've just called my father to pick me up here. Asked her, but why didn't you answer the phone? I was trying to contact you. And she said, oh, because the battery of my phone died. I had to call my father using the public phone. And I said, okay. At this moment, and then I looked back, and her father was coming towards us, and then he shook my hand and he said, hey honey, let's go home, I have to work. And then she hugged me, I hugged her, and we were really sad, because we couldn't talk. And then she said, perhaps my dad can take us to the park. What do you think of it? I said, oh, that's great. Can he do that? Can we go to the park now? And then her father said, yeah, I can take you to the park, of course, no problem, but let's go, because I need to work. And then we went to his car. He started driving, and he was driving and driving and driving for a long time, and I was thinking, man, this guy's driving for a long time. Where's this park? He's going to live the city like this. But I was a stupid boy, because I didn't say anything. It was just there. I was in the back seat of the car talking to the girl, and we were having fun and singing and talking, and she was extremely talkative and beautiful. We talked about games, music, relationships, series, movies. For hours, we talked for hours. And then I thought to myself, we've been talking for hours and this guy is still driving. Where the heck is it taking us? I noticed that we had been in the car for 3 hours and 15 minutes. And her father was still driving. And the worst thing is, I hadn't kissed the girl yet, and I wouldn't go back to my house without kissing that girl. She was amazing. And she saw that I was worried, and she said, don't worry, the park is here. So we left the car, and then her father asked her what time he should pick her up, and she said, you can come back here at 6 p.m. And he said, okay. And he drove away, he went away. And then I asked her, where's this place? And she said, oh, we are in Cardiff. I live in Cardiff. And my friend, Cardiff is really far from London. But I was thinking, man, I have to kiss this girl before thinking about anything else. And I was okay, because I thought to myself, I'm sure her father will take me back to London at 6 when he comes back here. So we were at the park, we walked a little, we had ice cream, we kissed all afternoon. Yeah, I kissed the girl. Yes, I did. And she was a great kisser. Yeah, I was really happy with that situation. And we talked for many hours, and at 6 o'clock her father was there in front of the park to pick her up. We went up to him, she kissed me, her father shook my hand, and he said, I'm sorry I won't give you a ride back to London because I have to go to work. Do you know how to go back to London by yourself? And I said, yeah, no problem. And then they drove away. But there was a problem. I didn't have enough money to go back to London. I didn't know how to go back. I had spent all my money on ice cream and on different things that I was having with that girl. I didn't have money to go back to my house. There was only one possible way to go back home. I had to hitchhike back home. So that's what I did. I went to the roads and then I was trying to get a ride back home. I left, but nobody stopped. I was there for 30 minutes trying, and then finally a man stopped. He was driving an old car and he asked me, "Hey lad, where are you going to?" And I said, "To London." And he said, "So am I, I'll take you there." Okay, so I got into his car, but he was driving like a maniac, extremely fast. That man was obviously drunk. I tried talking to him, but he was just listening to loud music and singing all the way, and driving like crazy. I thought I would die. Seriously, I thought I would die. I was thinking, he'll crash the car, maybe he's a psychopath. Seriously, I thought that he would rape me, and I was thinking of different ways I would be able to run away from him. But no, he was just a crazy guy, you know. But no, he was just a crazy man, because he really took me back to London and everything turned out well. Yeah, maybe it's dangerous to meet people from the internet, you know, to meet strangers. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, like our page on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. Please join our group on Telegram and practice your English with voice messages and text messages. Download the MP3 file from this video and listen to my voice wherever you go. If you sympathize with my channel, please help me by becoming a patron. If you become a patron, I'm going to give you rewards and different benefits. Please click on the first link in the description of the video and check the rewards you can get from becoming a patron. So thank you very much for everything, and I'll see you next class.